Hello there everyone, my name is Cattoor, and in this guitar lesson I'm going to be showing you some really cool ways that you can strengthen your playing hand and gain flexibility, alright? So why do we need that stuff? Well, for me the biggest goal when it comes to playing music is simply to get the sounds that are in my head out and onto whatever instrument I'm playing, in this case a guitar. But to be able to do that, we need strength and we need flexibility. So we do need to spend a little bit of time working on these things. So that's why I'm here. In this lesson, I'm going to be showing you some ways that you will definitely build strength and flexibility to allow you to play those difficult things that you really want to, right? So anyway, guys, go ahead and get your guitar and prepare to play these examples with me, all right? So here we go. Let's go ahead and begin right away. Now, first thing, I'm going to be numbering your fingers. You probably heard this before, but your pointer finger is going to be 1, 2, 3, pinky is number 4, right? So if I refer to your fingers as 1, 2, 3, and 4, that's how we're going to do it. So go ahead now, and I want you to put your finger, let's say the first finger on the 7th fret of the low E string. It's a B note. And we're just going to keep our hand in this position for all of these exercises for the moment, all right? So just keep them like this. So first finger's on 7, 8, 9, 10, right? That's just how we're going to keep our hand exactly right there. And it doesn't matter where you keep it, just for right now, that's where we're going to be. So guys, the first thing I want to show you is I want you to gain independent strength in between only 2 fingers at a time. This is a great place to start. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be playing 2 fingers at a time. So let's go ahead and try this. I want you to try the first and the second finger. Now we're just going to play these 2, and these are actually the strongest fingers already. This is the easiest. So what I'm going to do is we're going to play them first and second finger, just like that. And then move to each string. So first, second, first, second, first, second, first, second. And when we get to the end, we're just going to go backwards. So 2, 1, 2, 1. See what I'm saying? 2, 1, 2, 1. Right? So this is one of the very most basic things that you can do. So let's put it in time a little. So if we're doing it, we play. And then we go backwards. All right, so you see what I did there? Now, to finish the whole exercise, the next step would be to do the exact same thing, but with all finger combinations. So now I just move to these 2 fingers. I'm gonna do the same thing. And you wanna get equal volume backwards out of both notes. That's the goal. And then right here, we'd continue with the 3rd and 4th fingers. Backwards. So guys, that is the very first exercise, all right? That's how I want you to do it. This is very basic, and you can actually stay on 2 fingers longer if you want. It's just really working out 2 fingers at a time. So let's try that one more time, all together. Ready? 1 and 2, and here we go. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Backwards. 2, 1, 2, 1. Right away. 2, 3, 2. We just move right up. Backwards. Move right up. 3, 4. 4, 3. All right. So right there, this is one exercise that you can use to start building strength. Now this is the very most basic, so stay in there with me because we're going to keep adding on to this and getting a little crazier, right? Some of these, it's going to be tough by the end for sure. So that is one thing you can do. And you can really just work out one of these at a time. Just one finger set to really feel the burn if you want to. And just do it with each one of them until you really feel the burn, right? We're working on building muscle. This is like strength training for our hands. Okay, so that's one of them. Now, let's take that exact same idea and spice it up a little bit. We're going to be doing the exact same thing now, but with hammer-ons and pull-offs. And also the same thing. So the goal here is to create equal volume and the hammer-ons and the pull-offs between both notes. All right? So when we're hammering on, this takes a lot more strength, right? We have to push down real hard, like, right? So we want to make, the goal is to try to make each one equal volume. It's not super easy, but just think about it and give it a shot, all right? So let's try that exact same thing, but this time hammer-ons when we go this way, and when we go backwards, we're going to do pull-offs. All right, let's try it out. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and all hammer-ons. Now pull-offs. Right? Now the same thing with the second and third fingers. Same thing with third and fourth. This one's definitely the hardest. Working at that pinky and third finger. Right? That's just one time through. Like I said, you can just hang on any finger set. Just really work the pinky maybe if you need to. And you can switch the directions. It doesn't really matter. We're just working on hammer-ons and pull-offs between two fingers, you know, gaining strength between two fingers. That's what we're doing here. All right, so now you have learned 2 simple exercises, right? Now let's continue to add to these. We're going to take those exact same 2 exercises, we're going to make them a little tougher. This is where the flexibility comes into play. We definitely need flexibility. And I will tell you something. I notice, you know, I've taught so many people, and I notice a lot of people think, oh, my fingers are too short. I can't reach here. I can't do that. That's not the case. Every single time, if you just stretch your hand out a bit, if you stretch a little every day, do different finger stretches, like one I'm about to show you, your fingers are not too short to reach things. You just need to gain flexibility in your hand, okay? So just letting you know. So don't worry about that. Get that flexibility down and you'll have any stretch you need. All right, so now let's make it a little more complicated, shall we? Let's make it a little more interesting. So we're gonna do the exact same thing with the very first example. However, we are going to skip a whole step between everything. So skip a fret. So now we're working on that flexibility too. So let's try the very first one. We're going to skip a fret. See what I'm doing? And backwards. So we're going to do this the whole with each fingers. Okay? Now we move up here. Working on that stretch. Next. You could just continue any of these exercises, right? And just start going back the other direction once you get to the end. See what I did there? How I just kind of went back before I was stopping. But we could go the whole way. See? So these are all whole steps apart. And that's the challenge here, is within the stretch. All right, so let's finish it up. Now you can go and you can do this with me. You can always pause the video, go back, and of course try it at your own speed. I know everybody does it at different speeds, and if you're a very beginner, this is probably going to be really tough. And I know that, so don't worry. Don't let that scare you. You can do it. Just keep working through it, all right? And do it at your own speed. You can go way slower, and you can also go faster. So if you can do it and hit every note clear, start to slowly speed it up each time, right? All right, so now let's do the second example. This is now the fourth one, but just the same as the second with hammer-ons and pull-offs. So basically the same thing, but with hammer-ons and pull-offs. Ready? Let's try that one together. 1 and 2, and here we go. Hammer-ons. All hammer-ons. Pull-offs. Next. Hammer-ons. Pull-ups. Trying to get equal volume, right? Next. And this one is definitely the toughest. And we could just go back down like we did last time, right? And continue the exercise all the way through. But really, guys, there's no rules. There's no specifics here. It's just working these fingers out a little bit. Almost through. Bam. All right, so now we've done 4 things, starting simple, getting a little harder every time. So that's what we're doing here, right? We're just expanding on them a little bit. So now I want to go ahead and just, we're going to do 2 more things and that's it. So I want to just say something. One time I was looking up something like this online. I came across a video with Steve Vai, and he basically said once when he was young, there's a specific type of exercise he would do, and he might still do it, but it's just for building strength. And it's exactly what we're doing here, really. All he would do was just stay between 2 fingers, any combination, and just continue hammering on and pulling off. And he said, I would do it until it felt like my arm was gonna fall off, if I remember. And I just want to let you know that I did practice this for a pretty long time. I did it for about 2 weeks very consistently, and I noticed that yes, I absolutely did build strength in my hand, and it was easier to just play. So you basically would just do this until it feels like, until you really feel the burn, and then switch fingers. So it's basically what we're doing, but I'm just showing you one other way to really do it. And if you're gonna do this, you have to do it until you really, really feel it. You have to feel that burn. You have to. You gotta do it for a long time, all right? I mean, not that long, maybe 2 minutes or whatever it is for you. And that's it. So there is actually a 5th thing that you can do, all right? And now, so go ahead and experiment with that at your own time, And also, I want to say that these stretching, these exercises we're doing right here, they're not meant to do for a long time. I don't recommend doing them any longer than 15 minutes per day because it might have an effect on your hands. We got to keep our hands nice. We don't want to injure them, but this will build strength. It's not something to do for a long time, but it is for 10, 15 minutes a day. It's definitely going to help you, right? So guys, the 6th and final exercise. Now, we're going to mix all that stuff up, but what I would like you to do is to actually use it with a scale, any scale that you know. And it might sound kind of weird, so specifically 2 fingers only for a scale. When you're playing scales, you don't want to always have perfect finger patterns. You use the same every time because, it's like a pool game. It's all about the setup. Where are you going next? You want to be able to do anything with your hand and always have a way out to the next note that you're really aiming to hit. So let's just take a major scale. I'm assuming a lot of you guys do know a major scale on the guitar. And let's try this one, right? This is probably the most common scale pattern for a major scale. Just go ahead and look at that. It's a C major scale. We're in the key of C. It's note C. But what I want to do is we're going to do that with only 2 fingers, all the notes. So check this out. And this is going to teach your hand, first off, flexibility, strength, the same. Played a Lydian for a second there, my bad. But doing this a little bit a day as well can be really helpful for your hand. Now the last. And you can literally do this with any scale you know. It does not have to be this scale, but we are just using all of our fingers 2 at a time to build that strength. And that's it, folks. So there are 6 little exercises you can do, 6 ways that you can work out your fingers between 2 at a time to build strength and flexibility. So do it at your own speeds, use a metronome if you can, and please let us know your progress. Let me know how it's going. If you have any questions, if you need further instruction, just get in touch with us. We will help you. And that's it, guys. So take these exercises, use them, build that strength, build that flexibility, practice 15 minutes a day. And that's it, guys. We'll be seeing you later. Get to practicing, all right? See ya.